Welcome back, Omnibuds. My name's Kevin, and like the title suggests, I've got a pretty questionable omnibus to unbox. Join me. All right, let's dig into this package. This is from Panelbound Comics, and it's in a lunar distribution box. I don't know if that gives any hints to what it might be, but let's check it out. This is, I think this might be my first omnibus of 2026. All right, step one complete. And I just want to show you how Panelbound Comics ships their books. Bomb-proof. A lot of bubble wrap, a lot of paper. Really pleased with all of this. All right. Man, it's locked in here. Whoops. Maybe I'll edit some of this garbage out. So, my questionable purchase. The Question by Dennis O'Neil and Dennis Cowan. This has been on my radar, my to-buy list for a long time. Oh, and the other book is The Question Volume 2. So, a little backstory. I am admittedly not a big DC reader outside of Batman, which you can't see unless I do this. I got a bunch of Batman down there. I just grew up with Marvel and Batman and not much else. So one of my goals for this year was to read more DC. And late last year, which means about a month ago, I read Animal Man by Grant Morrison, and my God, was that good. But the books that I'm kind of attracted to are some more of that street level stuff. So things like The Question really stood out to me, right? In just reading the descriptions and hearing what other people had to say. So I'm really excited to dig into The Question. Dennis O'Neil, I mean, it's hard to do a Mount Rushmore of comic book creators. 4 is not nearly enough. But maybe if you did it by like eras, I think Dennis O'Neil for his contributions would be on that list. But The Question, let's see, he'll find answers or die trying. So my understanding is this was the Charlton Comics character that DC acquired from when they bought Charlton and was potentially going to be used by Alan Moore, but instead he created Rorschach. I could be totally wrong here. I don't know my DC history, but that's what I read, 2 weeks ago and how my 40-year-old brain remembers it. The other thing that sticks out to me here is Bill Sienkiewicz covers. I mean, that artwork's fantastic. I'm excited to see some of his early cover work. But this says, so it's Vic Sage, and he wears some kind of mask that makes him look kind of faceless. And he lives in, my understanding is Hub City, which is kind of near Chicago, or like this imaginary sister city to Chicago in Illinois. But this collects The Question 1 through 27, a couple annuals, a Green Arrow annual, and a Detective Comics annual. And then Volume 2, also Dennis O'Neil and Dennis Cowan, has the rest of that run, which is The Question 28 through 36. And then some more Green Arrow annuals, the Question annual, Question Quarterly 1 through 5. Don't know what that is. Brave and the Bold 1 through 6. The Question Returns, Azrael, and Showcase. So some cool stuff. And I'm not sure, once the main series ends, how much of this was right after that, or if this was years later. Because I know that The Question has had some heavily intermittent publishing. But just look at some of the art here on the, I'm not going to open this up quite yet. But really cool artwork. I'm really excited to dig into this. I got this from Panel Bound Comics. They actually had, like I said, this has been on my wish list or to buy list for a long time. But they had a combo deal since they redid their website. Panel Bound Comics has a lot of collection deals. So I got this for like $130, I think, from their website, which I could not pass up. It's one of my favorite places to buy comics. I probably buy 96% of my collected editions from Panel Bound Comics, and I'll put it down here. But we've got a code. If you use Omnibus for life, you'll save $2 off your order. And if you order 4 or more books, use code Omnibus for life. Ship it together. It saves Panel Bound Comics on shipping costs, and it'll save you 5% on the entire order. But let me know down in the comments what you think of the question, and kind of how I've described my taste as it might relate to DC. What else should I get? I'm really hoping that we get a Swamp Thing by Alan Moore omnibus with the original colors this year. Mike Grell's Green Arrow, the Longbow Hunters, is something that people have said if this is how you like your DC, you would probably like this. So that's going to be on my list. What else? Oh, we've got Animal Man. It's not called Volume 2, but it's the Rick Veitch kind of follow-up to or the continuation of Grant Morrison's story. That comes out in April. I'm going to pre-order that through Panel Bound Comics. What else? Oh, Hellblazer by Delano, his 2 omnibuses. Those are on my list, kind of sandwiched in that late 80s era where I really love. And DC kind of grew up a little bit faster in that era than did Marvel. So that era is just fantastic. And that's where the question comes from. So yeah, I'm really excited to read these. I'll throw a review up for each omnibus. But yeah, if you're still with us and you have not subscribed yet, what the hell, bro? Hit that subscribe button. We'll see you on the next video. Thanks.